guys, Bryan here from Liquid Concepts. So today we're going to talk a little bit about custom film, and also we're going to do a job that we have already done some parts for a customer, and we're going to go ahead and do a couple more, so then that way it helps finish out the interior of the job. So we figured we'd shoot a quick little video, show you guys what all this customer is going to have, and of course show you another weekly tip and trick, especially on the custom film, which I think you guys are really going to enjoy. So what we've got here is we have an interior piece, as you can tell, a radio bezel, things like that. And I believe this is for an Envoy. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is what this is for. Anyways, so what we've got here is we've got everything taped off on the inside of here, top side of this. And so mainly all we're doing is this area right here. Now, you'll notice that we did this in a silver metallic, and so what we've done here is we've painted everything, we've primered it, we've got everything prepped out. We've painted it in a silver metallic, and then we're going to be dipping it in a custom film. Now, a lot of the times on our custom films, we always specify white. Now, in this case, this pattern actually looks the best under a silver metallic, and so we're pretty excited about it. I think it's going to look really good. So what we've got here is we've already done a lot of the interior pieces that connect up into this area into here, things like that, and also some side door panels, and we've already done them, and they've came out really good. So customer wanted to, of course, continue that on with that center console. And so what we've done here is we've printed a Damascus pattern. And so if you're not familiar with what a Damascus pattern is, you can kind of see right here what it looks like. And so it's a whole bunch of just random squiggly lines all the way through. And so they get that by taking metal and folding it over and over and over and over until you get like a whole bunch of just folded over metal, and then they pound it out back in the day to make blades and things like that. Really cool pattern. And so the one thing that the customer wanted is of course the Damascus pattern. And so we actually custom printed this to the scale that he wanted, and so we are actually using a silver. Now the silver that we're using is actually going to help mimic the look of real metal, and so that's the reason why we went with a silver metallic instead of a white base coat, because the silver does help everything pop a lot more. It makes everything look more uniform, as well as it looks almost exactly like Damascus steel actually would if it was done by a blacksmith or anything like that. So we're pretty excited about that. Now, a couple of things to look at is that this pattern is actually a directional pattern. So of course we want to make sure that we go with the right direction that the steel has, because most of the patterning in this, you have longer blobs like that, and so we want to make sure that those blobs run a certain way. And so in this case, what we're going to do is, because we've already done this center part right here already, we're going to continue that on up into here, and so we're going to make our blobs go up and down on this piece right here, so that way everything flows together really nicely and everything matches. And so let's go ahead and lay this out here. Now I'm going to need a little bit more film than what's necessary, mainly because whenever I am wrapping this around, up and around, I only need to wrap it up to right here, but I'm still going to need to fit this down into the water, and so I'm going to have to cut my film back further up into here. And so same thing with this, I'm going to make sure that I have plenty of room back over here and over here, so then that way everything is ready to go. So I've got plenty of room here to here, so we're going to go ahead and just cut this right down the middle right here. So we'll cut that down there, and then we'll cut this across just like this, and so that way we have everything ready to go. Now, a couple of things that we want to do probably beforehand is we are going to go ahead and mask off and back tape these areas, these large area holes right in through here. The main reason is because we want our Damascus pattern to come up, roll into the area that we want it to go into, and then flow right back out, and then in, and then out, just like that. We don't want it to rush in there and pull this pattern on into it or anything like that. So quick and simple, just back taping this right here. We're just gonna take our 2-inch tape like this, and then we're just going to put some tape right across here. Now, the kicker to this is that I'm going to leave a little bit section open, and so you can kind of see that I've got my section open right in through here all the way across. And so the main reason for that is that I know that as I'm dipping down into here, I'm going to be going just like that. And so I want to keep that open right in through there, so then that way that film can continue on in and it doesn't trap air, so then the air can escape out. So I'm going to do the same thing right here. I'm going to go all the way up to these edges right in here, and then that way whenever I have that edge there, then that air can still escape out because I'm going to have it at an angle like this. Now this I'm not too concerned with. I can go ahead and back tape this whole thing because it can come up and then continue on all the way up like this, so it's not really a big deal. So we can go ahead and back tape all that. Other than that though, everything else should be pretty simple, pretty straightforward. The dip as well, pretty much we're just going to come in like this and then give it a nice roll, and then as we get to about this angle right here, then we're just going to continue going all the way down into the water, and should be a fairly straight and easy dip. So let's go ahead, let's get some tape on this back side. We'll go ahead and tape this other side up right here and then show you guys dipping. All right, so we've got everything cut, we got everything ready. Now we did make a slight change, and I had missed this whenever I was first initially talking, so if you watched that a little bit before, just completely forget that. We are gonna flip it over. So initially I had thought that I was gonna be going down just like this right here, but after looking at it more closely, if we go down like this right here, everything would work great up here and all that, but the problem is we're gonna trap air right in this area right in here. And so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna flip this around, and we're actually going to dip it down like this. And so very simple, we went ahead and just threw a little bit of tape right down here and just made a nice little slit up here, so we used the existing tape. Same thing with here, now we have a hole here, and then now everything is closed off right here. But what that's going to do is that's going to help us, because as this film comes up and around, it's not going to allow it to trap air in here. And then as long as we keep a good angle, now again, we don't want to go like that, but as long as we keep the same angle coming down into the water, then we're able to let it go all the way out and release all that air as it goes into this area. And then as we're going down, I probably might cock it sideways just a little bit like that, just so it kind of rolls over like this all the way up and then go all the way down with it. So not a big deal. We've still got plenty of room. As you can tell, we have plenty of area for the dip and everything like that. So let's go ahead and get this dipped now that we know which way that we're going. And again, this right here is going to be perfectly fine. We still have plenty of room for the film to go into this and everything come all the way up. So as you probably already know, with our custom film, it does have a backing on it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this film and we're going to peel off the backing. So very simply, we're just going to take that and then just peel this off just like this all the way through. So again, this right here is going to be trash. And then we're going to flip this back around. You can see you got a slight blue hue on one edge. So that's going to be the side that goes down on the water. Or the easier way to remember this is the side that was attached to the backing. That is the side that goes down on the water. And so that way you know 100% every time which way it goes up, which way it goes down. So let's get it in the water and get to dipping. So here we go. All right, so we got this in the water here. Let's go ahead and pull our dividers in. All right, perfect. So again, just like normal film, we're gonna let this sit on the water 1 minute, 80 to 90 degrees. Right now we're sitting at about 82 on our dipping area. And then of course, we're going to spray the Liquid Concepts activator over the top of it and then pretty much get to dipping. So let's grab some gloves on and get started. All right, so we got 1 minute on the water. We're gonna spray this with the activator. And of course, with the activator applied to the film, you definitely want to make sure that everything is glassed out. So like in this case, we're going to wait just a little bit. Still got a little bit of a haze to it, and so you'll notice as we're waiting here, it will start to slowly slick out more like glass. So then that way, whenever we're ready to dip, everything will wrap around really nice, and it'll come out looking really good. So we'll just double check this real quick, make sure we got everything set and ready, which everything looks like it is. So just a little bit longer, and then we'll be ready. All right, so everything looks good. So we'll go ahead and start with something like this right here. Now again, I'm going to go just a little bit of an angle. Now that we've got it past there, we can go ahead and roll it on in just a little bit there. And there we go. Pull this back out and see what we got. Beautiful. Everything came out good. Again, we've got really great coverage all the way in through here. As you can see, there's no trapped air in any of these areas all the way through here. We've got really good print all the way through. Pattern came in, wrapped in beautifully along these edges. So pretty much this is going to be a really excellent dip. We're going to rinse this off. We're going to go ahead, do any touch-ups, which I'm not seeing any right now, but we'll do any of the touch-ups that might be necessary on it. And then of course, after that, then we'll take and clear coat it and show you guys the end result. So stay tuned. All right, so we got everything all finished up and the part came out amazing. So just to kind of give you a quick little overview, of course you saw we did it in the silver, and then of course we dipped it in our custom printed pattern, the Damascus steel, and then of course after that we went through and there was hardly any touch-ups on this entire thing whatsoever. So it dipped beautifully, everything came out amazing with it, and of course you can see we've got the tape off of it. We have very clean lines coming all the way through here, and then of course all the way down into here. So then that way it looks a lot more like a factory finish, which is exactly what the customer wanted. And then of course to top it off, we came through and sprayed it with a flat clear coat, which is our flat clear. Of course, we'll link it in the description below if you have any questions on that, but gave it a really nice subtle look to it, and I think the customer is definitely going to love it, especially because this is actually matching some already done parts, some parts that we've already done for the customer already. So then that way everything will match up 100%. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know we always do. If you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them below. We'd love to hear from you on anything Hydrographics related, as well as let me know your thoughts on how the Damascus came out. If you would have picked something different, or if you really like it, we'd definitely love to hear your thoughts. And also if you have any ideas for other videos, definitely leave them below. We'd love to hear from you on that. Also, if you haven't already, definitely hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you subscribe to our weekly tips and tricks. And if you like the video, give us a big thumbs up on that, so then that way we know that you like the video. I'm Bryan from Liquid Concepts, and this is how we customize your world. We'll see you guys next time.